Hello and welcome to BUCS Super Rugby Round 4, and tonight it is a special one. You join us live at the Rec for the anniversary match. It's the University of Bath against Cardiff University. Joining me for this one, Liam McStay, very warm welcome. You're not on the pitch this evening, a bit of personal disappointment, but great to have you on board. First of all, let's talk about that little mark on your eye. What's that come from today?
I was out in Harbury playing for the Sears. Bit of a difficult match, but I packed up a bit of a whack on the face, but I'll be fine.
Sorry to just throw you under the bus and talk about your loss to Hartbury, but let's move on to tonight. Just behind us here, the stand's filling up. It feels like a special one.
Oh, so much. It's the game, it's the pinnacle of the season. It was so early on, and basically it stands filling up just behind us. And we just want the whole university and the town to get behind this, and it's just such a special event with everyone turning out from the university.
So Bath, 4 points in the league so far, yet to get a victory, but you picked up bonus points in all of the matches so far. What's been the spirit in the camp?
I think still really high, and we know we can do it. We can go out and get the win, but I think we just get our processes right and stick to them. So many moments in the game where our momentum's shifting. We'll give them a few moments and we have a few moments, but I think it's about staying on top of them this game and going through our processes from 0 through all the way to 80 and not faltering from that and stick to the game plan this evening.
In terms of the occasion though, I mean the music is already pumping, stunning conditions, the pitch looks absolutely immaculate. How is it different to all of the other matches? I suppose from a playing perspective you've got to say it's not different, but it must be.
I think it is, and as soon as you have 4,500 fans behind you singing along, encouraging you, giving that extra boost, you know, it's the 16th man at the end of the day, and it's such a great night. The weather's perfect for us, we like expansive play, so it's just going to suit us this evening.
A lot of new faces in the starting 15, but a starting 15 that's been consistent for the last few weeks. How's the club gelled since the start of the season?
I think really well, and I think that's come from Jordan and Ed Rimmer leading the way and kind of having a whole holistic approach to the club, right through from the fives to the freshers, all the way through to the first team. And that fluidity allows players to transition from all the way from the bottom of the club all the way to the top, and it makes our bench and our depth a lot bigger. So in terms of playing, it gives us, if one boy drops out, we get another boy in, and it just allows us to perform week in, week out, because everyone's under the same structure.
And as for Cardiff, you've had good results against them in the past, but they look like a different animal this season. They're coming here to win tonight.
They are definitely are, and heard news of Marcus joining on the wing this week, and it'll be an exciting one to look out for. They always have a good forward pack coming on. They're physical, and they like to play wide as well. So that'll be difficult, but we're going to front up hopefully this evening.
Just so you know, 75 minutes in, you're going to be picking the player of the match, and it is usually the kiss of death. So very much looking forward to you joining me on co-commentary. We are counting down to kick off here. It's the anniversary match. It's University of Bath against Cardiff. Of course, as always, caught up with the coaches beforehand. So let's hear now from David Lakin and Aaron James. Well, the underdogs tag didn't last particularly long. It's been quite the start to the season, certainly from an outsider looking in. How's it been from your perspective?
It's been a big transition year for us. We've had a few changes in terms of personnel, but we've just tried to create a really good internal culture. And the boys have bought into it, and it started off with a very good result down in Hartbury, and has built from there. Tough game on Wednesday in sopping conditions against a big Leeds Beckett side, but hopefully conditions are right for us to put a shift in tonight.
Well, there's still a bit of blue sky. The pitch is perfect. Let's talk about this as an occasion, though, to bring a university side to the Rec. The Bath boys are out now in their strips already. These are special moments, aren't they?
Do you know what? I was only saying in the changing rooms to the guys that think of the amount of people that have walked through those doors and played and walked into those changing rooms. You can't ask for any more. As a spectacle for university rugby, something like this tonight should only make it bigger and better than what we've got already as BUCS Super Rugby.
Well, 3,000 fans, it'll certainly be louder. Let's have a chat about your 15 this evening then. Ramage coming back on the wing, that's huge for you.
Massive, to be honest. Massive in terms of our back three and our kick return. He's a leader as well. He's one of our captains, and he makes a big impact in the way he speaks and just his maturity on the pitch. So really excited to have him back.
And a couple of changes in the front row.
Yeah, we've lost Carrie and we've lost Freddie, both out due to concussion from last week. So we've brought in Ed, who's been going really, really well for us, and Jesse, who's been with us for 4 years. So we're not losing anything, just giving guys an opportunity, really.
Word on the opponents this evening, they've picked up bonus points in all of their matches so far, but they've not got a win. Does that fill you full of confidence, or does it worry you on a night like tonight?
Do you know what? You don't know what to expect. We've notoriously not been great away to Bath. It is the honest truth. So hopefully tonight is we can sort of escape the voodoos. They were a good side, make no bones about it. Got a good scrum half, good fullback, changing in the pack. But you know, like Ed Beloko's been in university for donkey's years, so they've got enough experience to do well. We've just got to concentrate on our performance, really. Our performance is what matters.
Good luck tonight, enjoy it.
Thanks, mate. Pleasure. Cheers, lads.
The anniversary game, we're back here at the Rec. These feel like special occasions for someone like me visiting. How do they feel like you as the coach?
Oh, it's special for everyone, the players and their spectators, and a lot of people will put the hard work in, from our alumni to a students' union and right across the university. So, great spectacle, and hopefully you'll see a win.
Speaking of the players, very similar looking starting 15 this evening. Bit of consistency building. Does that bode well for the rest of the season?
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, we're not where we wanted to be over the first 3 games as far as results-wise, and we've been a bit annoyed with some of the things, some of the mistakes we've done. So it's good to get a bit of consistency. We've been building, but we haven't won, and we hope to change that tonight.
How important are results at this stage of the season, though? Because it's similar to last season. You ended up finishing 3rd in the league and pulled out some pretty fantastic performances.
Yeah, I know, we always keep saying this is a funny competition, and you can't let anyone out. I remember, some of the winners have lost 7 in a row. Yeah, okay, there's still time, but we want to be on the right side of the win-loss ratio. Yeah, we've been playing well, we've scored some tries, we've got some bonus points, but there's nothing like winning.
Quick word on your opponents tonight. Traditionally, you've done very well against Cardiff, but they've had a very good start to the season.
Oh yeah, they're good, they're strong. It's probably the most biggest cliche in these sort of interviews, that you just don't know who's going to beat who. And again, all teams come up. Teams that were right at the top last year, you just can never tell, and that makes an exciting competition and a frustrating one.
Good few thousand here tonight. Have you and the guys approached it any differently to you would a normal Wednesday?
Oh, we've just been working on the things we needed to get better. Lewis and Nathan have been working pretty hard with them, and the guys have been pretty honest with themselves, which is really good. All the stuff about reviewing and getting better. We know if we can hang on to the ball for a bit longer, we might get teams in a bit more trouble. So let's, perfect night tonight under a big crowd. There's no better chance to do that.
Good luck, enjoy it.
Thank you. Cheers.
Always great to particularly on such a special occasion. But before the teams come in the table, Exeter sitting pretty. 3 bonus point wins in round 4. They're already 4 points to the good. I think Swansea have surprised a few. Leeds Beckett, a strong start from a strong side. Durham, then today's away team Cardiff, halfway up the table after last week's defeat to Leeds Beckett. Hartpury and Cardiff Met, slow starters. Bath have not got a victory yet, but they've not left anywhere without a bonus point. Loughborough and Northumbria yet to score as we go into round 4. But let's concentrate on this evening at the Rec. Beautiful dusky conditions, and Bath do not make many changes. In fact, it's just Tom Pittman coming in for Sam Kennett. So they line up with Rowlands, Den Hartog, French, Martin, Bolocco, Kenningham, Barry and Ashcroft in the pack. Rimmer and Morris, the half-back pairing. Then Varney, Pittman, Nisbet, Mino and Ethan Hutt make up the back line. Similarly for Cardiff, not many changes at all. Gary Davies and Freddie Barnes miss out in the front row due to concussion. They're replaced by Ed Thompson and Jesse Outlaw with Ben Edwards in the middle. Stonehill and Evans in the engine room. Thomas Pike and Ramage making up the back row. Di Jones and Ed Dunford at 9 and 10. Ramage and Thomas have actually swapped wings, so it'll be Ramage in 14, Thomas in 11. Charlie Dyde and Hugh Roberts in the centres, and Luke Shaw is the full-back. So Hartpury and Exeter kicking off at 18:30. Durham versus Northumbria, interesting one up in the north. Leeds Beckett and Swansea is postponed due to an outbreak of mumps down at the Mumbles, and Cardiff Met versus Loughborough. Loughborough looking for their first win of the season, but it's going to be a tough time down at the Kincoid campus. So Bath's recent results, as you can see, no victory there, Liam McStay, but plenty to concentrate on. 4 tries against Exeter for a bonus point, then bonus point losses to Swansea and Durham. Plenty of scores going in at the right end, but too many at the wrong end has been the problem.
Yeah, good scores. Not just for 20 minutes, but throughout the whole 80. There's been lots of talks around exchanging moments. We need to keep all the moments on the Bath side for them to keep pushing through and get the scores. Come out strong today in their forward pack and their back line, so lots of threats across the pitch. So we're in for an exciting match today.
So in terms of the changes, just Sam Kenner missing out. How much do you think they'll miss him today? I know you spoke before the show about the strength in depth. What an opportunity for Tom Pittman to come in on a night like tonight.
Yeah, certainly. Sam Kenner's going to be massively missed. He had such value in his running lines. He's such a powerful runner. So he will be missed. But Tom Pittman brings in a different set of so there'll be a 10-12 pivot. So we're looking to play fairly expansive, and Tom Pittman will suit that game style.
So Bath through the tunnel, the cheerleaders are out in force, the pom-poms are up, as are the flags, and the blue and gold of the brothers take the pitch here at the Rec. An estimated 4,000 here, and I think they're all sat in front of us. In fact, I think they're all going to be stood in front of us. It's going to be a long night on your feet this evening, Liam. I hope you're ready for it.
Yeah, super excited. The boys just run out. They're looking great in their brand new kit. So absolutely fabulous. The boys, I see the Cardiff boys down there hitting some pads as they come out. They're going to hit some pads and then they're going to be straight into it.
Well, Cardiff in the black and red hoops. What a start to the season they've had. Their first ever victory and a bonus point win at Northumbria. Their first defeat of the season came against Leeds in biblical conditions last week. But I think
yeah, let's get them going, please.
We'll be coming away from
Tell them to go,
with a defeat this term. This is the
right, comms check. Can you hear me?
In fact, there is a trophy on offer this evening too.
I can't hear you.
Last season, where it was Bath versus Leeds, Beckett and Hugo Styles won it at the death. Do you expect drama like that this evening?
Very much the same. Last year was a nail-biter finish with a kick just
Mine's
sliding
on fine.
through the post.
I can't hear you.
So expect much the same from the boys tonight. Such an exciting night for rugby. Conditions are absolutely perfect.
Okay, I can't hear you.
We got excited to get the boys.
Is yours definitely on?
That's it now. I can hear you.
You can hear me? Lloyd, can you hear me? Steve, you got me?
BUCS Super Rugby round 4.
Right,
the anniversary match at the Rec. It's University of Bath against Cardiff University. Ed Dunford, the Wales under 18 outside half, is the man who will get us underway. Plenty of pressure on this first catch then. Oh, and Charlie Stonehill's got hands on it, the Cardiff captain. First touch then for Di Jones. There's Dunford, finds Ben Edwards. Oh, what a shot that is. Statement of intent from Bath. Dunford again. Did that go forward? No, says the referee. Charlie Died puts boot to ball. And it's a good take on the left-hand side by Varney. First touch then for Bath. Over on the far side, it's an empty stand that you can see, but it is a full stand this side at the Rec. And Ben Morris puts boot to ball. Here's Dunford, a few early touches for him.
Okay, Ben Morris in the backfield, good collection, kicking along. This is what the line chase is like from the Bath boys.
Here's Luke Shaw then, countering from his own 22. Oh, runs straight into the shoulder with a big second row. First penalty of the match though. Big Jordan Martin, the co-captain. And there aren't many players in the league who come off on top after running into his shoulder.
No, he's a strong old boy. That was a good first hit. Unfortunately, came out as a penalty, but good intent. Oh, here we go.
Dumford's gone quick here, and there are numbers for Cardiff. Charlie died. Wide ball out to the wing. Ramage back in the side, and he's going to be over the line. First touch for the Cardiff Flyer, and the visitors take a 5-0 lead.
That just goes to show how if we switch off for one moment, Cardiff will just play tap and go. They got electric backs out wide, so it's so exciting. They can't switch off after a moment. If not, they're going to do that exactly the same thing again.
Well, Ramage on the right hand side, but it was all about the quick thinking from Dumford. Caught Bath napping, and just 2 minutes gone. It's Cardiff 5, Bath 0. First pop at goal for Dumford then. Just below us, the cheerleaders have taken their place in the stands.
Successful kick there.
Fellas, can we just test on the comms again, please? Right, okay.
Pressure outside half.
Just make sure the kick's behind the line and they're behind you, okay? Which way you go?
Names. So get in touch on social media. In fact, University of Bath Rugby's social media. And give the duck a name. Okay, Bath get us underway. Deep kick as well. Suggested they'd look this evening, and that's exactly what they've done. Heavy carry from Ellis Thomas in that red scrum cap. They've got a big physical pack. And there's Boloko. Oh, that's been turned over as well. And now can Bath strike straight back. Here's Nisbet into the 22. Scramble tackle. Pick and go from the scrum half. Ed Rimmer. 5 metres short. What a response from the brothers. Burrowing towards the line. This is the response they wanted. Lucamino steps in field, so it's only Tom Pittman on the right hand side for Bath, but they might not need him. Advantage coming as well.
They all line up to the left. Oh.
Well, they thought they were over the line then.
So close, inches now.
The crowd were on their feet. Nobody on the blind side now for Bath, so if it's going anywhere, it's going open. Jack Kenningham waits. Still no way over. Still no one on the blind side. So close, they're claiming it. Kenningham likes it.
Fellas, no rule.
Not this time, says the referee.
No try.
Fantastic response though from Bath.
Yeah, really good response. Really good chase off that kick-off. Pin them back in the 22.
Well, it's held up.
Hopefully then I will seize their opportunity. I think it was a penalty, was it? Or
yeah, penalty.
Penalty. So they'll probably look to go to the edge and see what they play from there.
What about the work from Boloko on the other side of the 22 though?
He is a physical specimen. I was watching him in the gym the other day. He is such an athletic guy and so strong. A fast runner as well.
Use the line, please.
Traditionally, these are the positions that the University of Bath thrive on. Tom Doughty in the armchair, but he's not there anymore, so it's somebody else's turn, and Geordie Den Hartog gathers the ball at the back. Cardiff have sacked that, but illegally, says the referee, so another advantage coming. Free shot at it here for the brothers. And they line up again. Look at that, Ed Ashcroft leading the way, but it's the big miss pass. Skipping out all those back row forwards. Will French, the man to take it in. Kenningham does well, despite taking that statically. Very close. Bath banging the door down here. Cardiff defending resolutely. Again, pick, go, and they've scored! The perfect response, the wreck rises to its feet. 6 minutes gone, 2 tries already, and Bath are on the board.
What a fantastic response from the Bath brothers. Kept their composure and just got the points from the back of that second penalty. It shows that a short pick and go game is so strong. Now let's see if Ben Morris can add the extras from the tee.
Have you got it?
The try has been awarded to Tom Rowlands. And Ben Morris, the man to level things. Into the VIPs and the expensive seats it goes. And up go the flags, 7 apiece. What a game.
Steve, have you got the comms sorted, guys? Lloyd, have you got the comms sorted? Can you hear me?
7 minutes gone, and the match is living up to the occasion at the moment.
Certainly is.
Suggested there that Ramage was offside from the kick-off, and that's been fumbled by Boloko. So Ramage in at scrum half. End-to-end stuff at the moment. Dunford waits, and Collette. Little dink for Ellis Thomas to chase. How he's going to get there. Smart play from Dunford. Hugh Roberts then.
Off the 11!
Inside the 22. Cardiff now with some width to play with.
Advantage, high tackle again. 7. Playing advantage 9.
Has to get his hands on the ball. Oh, drop goal attempt. Splits the sticks, and Ed Dunford moves to 6 for the match. Well, that is a rarity in BUCS Super Rugby. Ed Dunford straight back into the 22.
That's 7. Tackle with seatbelt, okay, high.
Such confidence
Jordan,
in the young 10.
7. Tackle with high, seatbelt.
Slot the points. Yeah, like you said, really rare occasions. And seeing University Rugby, seeing even in the Premiership, seeing a drop kick like that. So it shows the confidence in the man. I'm sure we'll see more of him as the game unfolds.
Dunford makes it 10-7.
Advantage. Yeah. Here. 4, high tackle. Hit the chest and rode up, okay, high.
Not even 10 minutes gone, and Bath find themselves back inside the 22. Another opportunity here from the other side this time.
It looks like they might be getting into a maul formation. Here we go. Bath pride themselves in their driving maul. After last year, Tom Bouty scored so many tries. Looked at Yordi to replicate that this year.
Well,
looking strong
towards the line, they're over. Oh, what an end-to-end game this is. Bath going through the motions, the forward pack, dominating Cardiff in those field positions, and Bath lead for the first time in this season's anniversary match. University of Bath 12, Cardiff 10.
What a response from the Bath boys. Yet again, off the kick-off, showing some composure, going to the corner and doing what they do best, is that driving maul. Bath just need to get their composure on their exits now, so they'll be having a discussion in their huddle about what they're going to do to clear up and make sure they don't make any mistakes off this kick-off.
Well, that's a fantastic weapon, and that was something he didn't necessarily execute when they lost to Durham the first time they were in front of the BUCS Super Rugby cameras this season. And the flags go up.
What an incredible conversion there from Morris. He's been practicing hard in training. And you get in the early mornings and kicking his conversion, so it's paying off, as you can see. The Bath fans are cheering away in front of us.
Certainly are. Now, I thought the flags went up for the first conversion, but the main scoreboard says 12-10, so perhaps I've made a mistake there.
Maybe we have missed it though.
Bath 12, Cardiff University 10.
Forward, stop!
As Ellis Thomas has another go and it pumps those legs. You can see how much he loves a carry. Goes straight into Ed Ashcroft and wins the penalty as well.
Number 8.
A couple of high shots have gone in.
Didn't go back around.
I think it was Jordan Martin who was warned early on. But when you've got a back rower like that, you've got two choices, haven't you? You either try and take him high, or you just dive in the spokes and hope that you act as more of a speed bump.
I think the boys have to be so careful. Both teams have to be so careful with the rules and especially what's going on in the World Cup at the moment. The officials are being so tight on the high shots. So they've just got to go a bit lower, hit the legs, chop low, and they won't be done for penalties.
Fellas, that's good work from the kick
Ben
chase.
Edwards.
Make sure you don't advance if you're
First
offside.
look at his arrows. He's got two new prop forwards either side of him for today. Gary Davies and Freddie Barnes, as I mentioned before, missing for concussion. Charlie Stonehill, a rock in the middle.
That's one snipe.
Jesse Outlaw now wearing number 3. Has that ball at the back, it's taken on by Greg Ramage.
Start using now.
Now they start to move forward into the 22. Again, nobody on the blind side for Cardiff, and it comes out this way. Hand on that, but it was a red hand, so no knock-on advantage, just a handling error for Cardiff. 13 minutes gone. Bath leading 12-10. There's Ellis Thomas again. Surely he can't keep this pace up for the whole match.
Shot from Tom Rowland, look at that.
Tom Rowlands
Lost now.
comes flying in, good low shot, textbook stuff from the prop.
Yeah, okay.
Di Jones goes again, Jesse Outlaw with the carry.
Onside, fellas.
Here's Stonehill. Goes low, not as low as the tackle though. Cardiff at the blind side this time. There's Luke Shaw into the line at first receiver. Looks for the offload, can't find it.
Say that again. Okay, advantage.
Bath defenders rushing
Advantage
out
for
of the
Cardiff.
line. There's Dunford then, flat ball. Dunford again. Ramage wanted the chip through, didn't get it, so they go short. It's good defence from Bath.
No advantage.
The referee taking them back for a previous infringement. And in fact, it's his assistant who wants to have a word.
Guys, number 5, high tackle. Yeah, I'm aware, yeah.
Oh, another high tackle. Baloko this time.
High tackle, mate, number 5.
Although he is about 6'6", isn't he?
He's a tall man, he is a tall man.
So Dunford not
Jordan.
going for the cute tap
Jordan.
this time. Finds a good touch.
Jordan.
As we approach 15 minutes, will this
Here we
game
go.
ever start to settle down?
Charlie,
There's some of the
in the
Bath
line out,
faithful.
please.
I expect them to get quite a little bit rowdier as the night goes on.
Okay, stay 10, guys.
Looks like they're already enjoying their nights, but I think that's what to be expected when you pack a whole stadium with a load of university age fans, so not unexpected.
Jack Kenningham picks up the pieces. Loose dart there from Edwards. And Bath win the penalty. Couple of questions answered inside their own 22 from
High
Bath.
tackle.
And that's a couple of line-outs that they've escaped now. I think they'll be happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. I think we discussed earlier about being really clean and clinical in the 22 off kick-offs and just in general and defending the 22. And Bath managed to get out of jail twice there.
Let's just work in that tackle
And
height.
it shows that the line-outs are working really well.
On the line, guys. On the line, Cardiff.
So Den Hartog over on the far side this time. Finds Kenningham at the back, and Bath look to move it quickly. Oh, Chris Barry hit the deck pretty hard there, but no malice in it, says the referee. Oh, risky pass out there to Mino, but they know he's quick. Showed a clean pair of heels for his try against Durham a couple of weeks ago. Not really had the chance to get into space so far. And knock on from Rimmer. Just a little bit slow off the base. And Cardiff rushed through to block the channel. Now, have I miscalculated this, or is this the first scrum?
I think you might be right. I think this might be the first time the front row is packed down and have a battle of sorts.
Time for composure. Hold your weight, please. Okay.
A lot of intrigue.
That's the mark.
With regards to this Bath 1-2-8. No changes, and they will certainly improve as the season went on. But the scrum not particularly good against Durham. I expect that to get better, as in 2 weeks that driving line-out's already improved. There's 2 new props for Cardiff, plenty of experience. But they struggled up front against Leeds Beckett.
Set.
So let's take a good look at this. In it comes then from Di Jones. Well, honours even this time. Dunford spots there's no winger at home, but there's too much on that. And he gets the cheers of the Bath faithful as a reward.
I would have enjoyed that. He's looked to kick through a few times, and this one not so successful as the last one.
Well, there was space for the right kick because Luca Mino was up.
Yeah, he's definitely up in defence, and there was a bit of space, but didn't execute it properly.
Guys, you've got the cadence now.
18 minutes on our clock, and this the longest we've gone without a score. So Ramage opening the scoring for Cardiff after a couple of minutes. Bath coming straight back, and then Dunford dropping a goal.
If you want to set it closer,
that's certainly the first drop goal that I've seen commentating on BUCS Super Rugby. They are a rare commodity at this level.
Crouch!
So Ed Rimmer.
Bye!
Bit of space on this blind side, and it's Mino against Ramage.
Set!
I wonder if he'll have a little dart down here. Little update there from Hartby versus Exeter, and yes, they have come down the blind side, and here is Rimmer. Takes the man on, beats the man, looks for the offload, and Mino isn't there. But that turn of pace, dangerous. That's Den Hartog. Rimmer back into position. Ben Morris. There's Pittman. Has a little dart himself as opposite number Charlie Dyde brings him down. Spilled out the side, and Ed Ashcroft has to have his wits about him. Oh, Will French, the lesser spotted 9. Lovely ball to Ben Morris. That'll go on his highlights reel. Oh, out of the back door to Boloko. Scored a galloping try against Cardiff University in Cardiff Met colours last year. Rowlands. And Loughborough have got a 3-0 lead over Cardiff Met. Oh, excellent tackle there on Chris Barry when it looked like Bath could open up some space on the left-hand side. Kenningham leaves it behind, but there was penalty advantage coming. And there are just little signs there of how dangerous Bath can be when they're on the front foot.
Certainly, Ed Rimmer has a spark every week. He somehow managed to slide through the breakdowns, through the little edges. He's such a quick and elusive runner. Although his stature is very tall, but he does have some serious and can make line breaks just like that.
Charlie.
Well, the referee calling Charlie Stonehill over.
I'll speak to you at the line out, just a second. On you go.
No, decides he doesn't want to chat with him after all. Now, this is interesting. Morris is going for the corner here, where there were 3 very kickable points on offer.
2 high tackles.
I think Ben Morris got checked out by the physio, and Tom Pittman took the kick for touch. So hopefully Ben Morris is okay, and it's just a little niggle.
Message passed.
So another high tackle warning. I wonder if we might have a yellow card if it continues. So now Den Hartog needs to find his man. First job done, and here it comes. Bath looking for a third score of the half. 21 minutes gone on our clock. Cardiff sack that one, but Den Hartog goes. Den Hartog scores, and Bath increase their lead.
Successful. The more off the line out, 5 metres out. Bath is so dangerous, so close range, and you see already going over for his try.
We had a little bit of work to do there, Jordi Den Hartog. Cardiff doing their utmost to sack that drive before it gets going. But a lovely turn of pace from the hooker.
Yeah, very good carry. 5 metres out, bundled over.
There he is with the ball at the back.
Guys,
there.
just off
Spots
those
the
tries,
gap there.
let's
Dunford
just be
goes
aware
too
when all
high.
these players are
Good
rushing in.
finish.
Very good finish.
We understood, just because it could flash, okay?
Oh, no doubt about that one. Splits the uprights, and now the lead is more than a score. Take another look at this try then. Jordi Den Hartog taking a good position, using the rest of the forward pack as a shield. Oh, and a good battle for that one as well on the restart. Marcus Ramage.
Off now, four!
Cardiff come straight back with the penalty. Both teams have well, depends how you look at it. I'd say both teams have responded well from conceding, but I'm sure the coaches would say that both teams have done terribly after scoring.
That's another second time in the 22 that of kick-off they've just messed the ball up. They haven't gone up and caught it cleanly, and haven't been able to put that exit strategy into place. They have to keep that. They have to clear and exit their lines and not make any mistakes so far.
There's Ed Dunford. Strong branding.
Inside your own 22, and going inside the 5 metre, and Seb's going in the line.
Let's take another look at this try, then we'll get a good angle of it here.
So you're going as the hooker?
Den Hartog.
Okay. If that's the case,
use the rest of the forward pack to shield himself. Cardiff broke up. They went for that early sack, and when it doesn't work, you find yourselves in all kind of trouble. It's a little pocket of Cardiff supporters. What would you say, a coach load? Certainly making themselves heard.
They always travel well, and they're always the most vocal fans I think I've ever heard. There's not many sides that travel that well, but Cardiff definitely do, and they're bringing the volume tonight.
Well, as you well know, you had an afternoon kick-off today. It's great when you can play in the afternoon, come back and support the team, particularly on an evening like this. There's Ed Dunford. The whole respect the kicker thing's gone out of the window. But he's got the opportunity to cut the lead here. They're going to get a great view of it too. Drifts that one in, draws it beautifully. Looks a very confident kicker, does Ed Dunford, and he makes it Bath 19, Cardiff 13. Game on then, 25 minutes gone. Bath outscoring Cardiff 3 tries to 1.
Hold here, 5-8!
Boots the ball. Good clearance kick as well.
Much clearer exit from
Always
Cardiff
inside, Steve,
that time round. I think both sides need to clear up on their exits, and that was a perfect example of kicking out, kicking along, and getting the line out just inside their own half.
Yeah, end of the line, guys.
I kind of get the duck.
Yeah, just time your run,
Like
that's okay.
Bath duck. We do need a name for him though. Competitive at the line out. Beloka does well, and Bath come again. Morris goes alone this time. Advantage coming. So Ashcroft straight into Dunford. One way to take a 10 out of the game, and a pick and go then from Rimmer. Oh, that's a great tackle in the end. Jesse Outlaw having to do the tough defensive work for Cardiff as Bath come straight back. Pittman in at first receiver, whipped wide then by Morris. Now space at the left for Varney. Into the 22. I think we might have a head injury down there on the far side as well.
He looks like he hasn't moved at all. He's got flat on the floor, so sensible decision for the ref to just blow on the whistle and have a little breather for both sides. It's been such an exciting start already, so I'm sure the players will relish a 30-second breather in the huddle.
Yeah, it will be, yeah.
You can have a look at this one here. It's Shaw who was waiting. Oh, he went very low with the tackle. Almost just set himself, planted his feet, and sometimes a change of direction from the ball carrier, you find your head in the wrong position. Fans of all ages here. I know I'm not of university age anymore, but please tell me they're not either.
No. Definitely not. I think the organisers have done such a good job in inviting the community and clubs, local clubs, to come along and watch potentially Bath players, university players of the future. So there's a whole range of students all the way through to parents.
Well, because that's your story, isn't it? You're a Bath University student now, but you were born and raised here.
I certainly was. I was born in Bath till I was 3, and then I moved to the south of France. I moved to Toulouse, lived in Toulouse for 10 years.
And what brought you back then? Was it specifically for university, or were you here?
No. So my dad's job, so we had to return back to the UK. But funny enough, I was not far away from Lucas Mignon, the right winger. We found out we've got a lot of mutual friends from out in Toulouse.
Some unorthodox drinking receptacles there, but you know, whatever you need to enjoy a Wednesday.
It looks like a double pint in that gent's hand.
So talk to me about this anniversary game. I know the university turned 50 years old not too long ago, and that's why it was initiated originally. But what does it take in the build-up? Is it just something that happens, or is it something that the club really looks forward to and works towards at the start of every season?
I think it's the focal part of the start of the season. This is kind of the pinnacle of, it's the fourth game in the Super BUCS League, and I think not just the club, the rugby club, but the whole university as a whole looks forward to this event. And it's becoming an annual thing where everyone knows it's on. You don't have to tell them, they'll turn up, and it's such a great event with so many fans coming to watch. It's such an exciting evening.
Certainly is. Seems to be quite good spirits as well. So our commentary position is just below your main camera position, and the stand to our left and right is completely full, and we've even got a bit of Bath and Cardiff love here as head coach David Lakin has handed you some Skittles. What a gentleman.
We might exchange them for some bagel tarts if they fancy. We've got some bagel tarts out here, just keep us going, munching through the game.
I only do carrot sticks and hummus these days. I'm a racing snake after all.
Fortunately for me, I can get away with it. I run it off on the week.
Lucky you. You cherish that metabolism, mate. You cherish it. We're going to have a change though. Tudor Forbes is coming on wearing number 23. Still medical attention over on the far side. If you're just tuning in, it's Bath 19, Cardiff 13 in what's been a sensational opening 26 minutes or so here at the Rec. Cardiff opened the scoring. The first time they went ball in hand, Ed Dumford tapped and went, and Marcus Ramage over on the far side got the first points of the game. In fact, we're going to take a look at it now. Quick thinking from Dumford. He can have a real impact at this level. The carry from Dyde. And Ramage was one of the players that we spoke about. They were really pleased to have him back in, and that was a good finish. Yeah,
he's a pure talent. Just pure speed on the outside there. Lovely flat ball across the face, into the space, and then just took his opportunity. But yeah, he has got absolute wheels, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of him this evening.
But Bath came straight back in customary format. Great patience from the forwards, and that's exactly what you want after falling behind in a big game.
Yeah, definitely. With the boys in changing rooms, we talked about composure, talked about taking our opportunities when they come up, and they've done exactly that. I think a few things that would have been discussing now is how can they exit properly and make sure they don't let Cardiff back into their own half. So being really clinical on exits and taking the opportunities as they come.
And that was the second try. The third, mentioned Jordi Den Hartog, there he is, just joining the back of the maul as it starts to move forward. And they've all been very similar tries, good work by the big forwards, but if you just watch those highlights, you'd think that Bath were quite one-dimensional. They've done well to move it in the three quarters. Ed Rimmer has sniped very well. It's been an interesting interchange between Morris and Pittman at 10 and 12. Plenty of promise in the opening 26 minutes or so.
Yeah, as we discussed early on, Pittman's adding a real value of having the second pair of hands, second pair of eyes, with the skills of a 10, but also the physicality of a 12. And when they're doing their wide plays out wide, they're really getting into space because of the handling abilities of turn 12, which is a really good pairing. And it's a new pairing tonight on show, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on as the game unfolds.
Well, Cardiff just that one score, the other points coming from a penalty and a drop goal off the boot of Ed Dunford. His personal tally is 8 points. Well, the good news is Luke Shaw is up on his feet. Well, it's Marcus Ramage who's been injured. Oh, that's a big loss. So Luke Shaw's going to move on to the wing, and Tudor Forbes, wearing 23, is going to go to full back, but that's the end of his night. He's only just come back in, but got to be so careful with these head injuries, and the medical staff doing the right thing.
Yeah, I'd be, if I was in his shoes, I'd be absolutely gutted. Just coming back from injury and then having to go off so early on in the first half.
And to add insult to injury, they were playing advantage, and Bath have kicked themselves into the Cardiff 22. Great take then from Boloko. Does his job at the front of the line. Better counter drive from Cardiff this time, but now it settles and starts to move forward. This is where Bath are dangerous. Cardiff a bit short of numbers, and watch it pick up speed. Got Rowlands there at the back. Still rolling, still rumbling, still going, and now it goes to ground. Just short for Bath, but all they'll do is pick, reset, go again. It spills out the side, and is there a man offside there? Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Well, with all the warnings the referee's given them, I think we're not going to be too far away from a yellow card in this match. It was Greg Ramage who was offside.
Yeah, there's been a variety of different offences, so I wouldn't be surprised if there'll be a limited amount of warnings left for the Cardiff boys, especially in the danger zone near the try line.
Bath exactly where they want to be. Boloko again. 3 metres away from that bonus point try. Cardiff looking to take it towards the touchline.
Say it again. Advantage.
Another advantage coming. How long till the ref goes under the sticks? No rush to get this one out. They set the big men up once more. Oh, smart miss pass. Here's the crash ball, then Pittman straight into Dunford. They stop him just short, but now Bath with a roll on. Keeping it so narrow. Lucamino has held his width, but there's no one on the left-hand side for Bath.
Still playing advantage,
going.
Bath.
The clock ticked over half an hour now at the rec.
That play's legal.
So
we go
advantage.
back. That's legal.
We're still
we
playing
go
the
back.
original advantage. We go back for a penalty.
Well, fair play to the referees, giving them plenty of chance.
6, collapse. Easy, let me do it, okay?
So Ellis Thomas collapsing.
No. Hey, easy, Jordan, I'm going to say
Go
something.
straight back to the corner.
Charlie.
And why wouldn't they?
Number 6,
Of course, this will be
collapsing.
sapping Cardiff's energy as well.
We spoke about high tackles.
Speaking to
hold
Jordan
him up,
Martin
okay?
before the match, he said they
Now
felt
warning to
good
play in
against
this area.
Swansea,
Okay,
but
ensure your discipline is good.
just run out of steam with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, just use
If
the
they're
line.
grinding Cardiff down here. Well, just listening to the referee there, saying that there will be a yellow card coming soon, but it'll be Cardiff who will be running out of steam here because all this defensive work just takes it out of you. It's Bath, come again. Still in the Cardiff 22, and this time it's the Welsh who win the penalty.
Accidental
Looks
offside,
like Yordi
lads.
just ran into his own man, broke off a little bit earlier, could have maybe kept in for a bit longer. So
Sorry?
Cardiff will
I
reset with a
thought you
scrum
lost
on
your
the 5
bind and
metre
then you
line.
came back into it.
An escape there then for
Yeah,
Cardiff. Bath 19, Cardiff 13.
Let's get the physio on here, guys.
And that'll be frustrating for Bath, particularly with the penalties. They'd have been hoping that the referee would go under the sticks. I think maybe if it had been at this stage in the second half, he might have.
I think Bath will be looking to add some pressure onto the Cardiff scrum now and really put their foot down and show some dominance. There's not been too many scrums so far, which has been brilliant. It's allowed for a real open play, expansive game under the floodlights here in
It's green
Bath.
boots, Sky.
The weather is as good as we expected
Green
as well.
And particularly scrums in this part of the
mate.
pitch.
Yeah, definitely. Cardiff know they have to get clean ball and exit from the scrum.
Steve, can
So
you say
Bath
that,
will
please,
know
mate?
nothing to lose on this one, and they can really
Guys, we good to go?
hammer down and try and get a penalty or get a turnover of some description.
About staying outside. Here we go, guys. All good, Bath?
10 minutes of the half to go.
Here we are.
Just a reminder
Make sure
that
your
our
left is
clock
that, okay, so you're
continues
not
to
head on
tick.
head.
It's
Make
not
sure your
linked in
left-
with the referees.
Yeah.
So if
Make
it
sure
does
your
go
left,
red
okay?
and your team's winning, there might still be some time left, so don't get too excited. Welcome to wherever you are watching from this evening. This is BUCS
Respect the
Super
calls,
Rugby,
guys. Hold your weight.
the anniversary game at the Rec. Bath
Hold
versus
your weight.
Cardiff. Bath without a victory so far this season, but they picked up bonus points, at least one bonus point every time. They're only one score away
Crouch.
from guaranteeing that
Fine.
scoring bonus point here in the first half. But Di
Set.
Jones for Cardiff now. As Bath do get the push on, they turn that against the head as well, and they've won the penalty. Oh, that's massive, absolutely massive.
Well, response from the Bath boys. We're just discussing good dominance in the scrum, and they've just demonstrated that and got the penalty.
Collapse,
I think
lads.
they'll look to go to the corner again and probably go back into their driving more, I'm assuming.
Well, the improvement they've made in the last 2 weeks since Durham, this 1-8 are unrecognisable. More organised at the set piece, more organised line-out scrums. Although they're turning down the chance for 3 points
That's
here.
before the game, guys. Dominance on both sides.
I know they've got their noses in front, but kick the penalty,
mark, guys.
get yourselves more than a converted try ahead.
Good setup, fellas. Just
I
hold
think
your
that
weight.
shows a real confidence about Bath and how they want to play tonight. The fact they have turned on the points, they're back in their scrum and then back in their backs to do to go out wide or hit up the middle. But
Interested in Alex Varney,
Crouch.
keeping his width on the left wing. We know how much Rimmer loves a dart down the blind side.
There it is.
If I was Ellis Thomas, the Cardiff blindside
Show your
flanker,
left.
I would have
Your
one
players
eye
not
on
happy with
what's
the head
going
head,
on
make sure you're
outside me.
left. Okay.
certainly with Bath have got threats all across the pitch, away from Alex Varney on the left wing to Luca on the right wing. So Luca's hugging his touchline. They're spread across. So Cardiff will have their hands full, I think, defending this set piece.
Seems like an eternity
Crouch!
since Cardiff were out of their 22. But this time,
Fine.
it's Rimmer with the put in. The Bath scrum very much with the wind in its sails. And it comes now, a bit more solid from Cardiff this time. Ashcroft adds his weight though. Good control from him, and the arm goes blue and gold.
Just round and up on that side. Reset.
Worrying moments for Cardiff.
Can you watch one down with Peter? Can you right across? Yeah, we go down.
So you can't see them in the shot, but these lads in the blue at the front here on their feet, are they boys who've played today?
Yeah, there'll be a mixture of games. There's boys been playing away at Exeter, there's been boys playing in Hartbury, all across the club. There's been different matches going on, so I think the boys will be on their best form. They're singing good songs and enjoying their night. I think they'll add a real buzz around the whole fans here in Bath. And as we go into the scrum now, they'll add some volume.
At some point, we're going to have to talk about these jackets as well. In fact, let's do it now while they reset the scrum. These blue and gold suit jackets, I think they're absolutely terrible. Firstly, what's your take on them, and why haven't you got one on?
They are very bright, pretty that way.
Balance, gentlemen.
Not my first choice, but I think the boys quite enjoy the fact they stand out.
Square, please. Don't step left, okay?
They're not exactly Savile Row.
No, not really, but they're all right. I think the boys like them.
They're marginally better than Durham's. I'll give you that, because those are dreadful garments. Anyway, back to the action. 5 minutes left on our clock, and Ed Rimmer with the put in again. Ashcroft controls it at the back. It's wheeling. The arm's gone out, so it's advantage coming to Bath.
Watch those
Needing
two,
some
please.
fancy footwork to stay out of the way there. Rowlands puts his head down, continues the momentum. Interesting, Pittman's there at first receiver, but instead Kenningham steps in. Strong ball carrier, very experienced at this level. He's one of the few survivors from last season. Jack Kenningham at 6.
Onside, guys.
Bang in front of the sticks now. Huge opportunity for Bath to secure that bonus point and extend the lead. It's crude work from the forwards, but it's effective.
Still playing advantage, Bath.
Cardiff committing bodies. They're aiming for the base of the post here. Referee taking a good look at it. Says
You're legal,
no try.
we come back.
But we go back for another penalty
Mark for a
advantage.
penalty, Steve.
With Bath in pressure and continuing to put pressure on their scrum and put pressure on their phase play. They're carrying
Tight head
well
on
9
the
out of
arm,
10.
pulling down.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do now.
Number
If they take
3
the points
on the
or
arm,
if they take
pulling
the
down.
scrum or they take the touch. What do you reckon?
Well, thankfully, I'm not here for my opinions, just to talk about what's going on. But they are dominant in both the line-out or the scrum. I think they'd be happy to take either. I'd be surprised if they go for the points. But the more penalties you get, the more chance you've got to leave scoreless. And if something happens here, if the ball goes forward or if Cardiff win a penalty, all that momentum is done, lost. But if you rewind back to those opening few minutes where Dunford kicked what we thought was a very clever drop goal, Bath went straight up the other end and got 7 points. This territory,
just hang on, Cardiff
very
on the
important,
line.
particularly as we tick towards half-time. They have gone for the line-out. It's done them well so far. It's resulted in 3 tries, and Boloko goes up again. Cardiff try and sack it again, but again it moves forward. Surely now it's coming for Bath. There's a melee of bodies. They're over the line. The arm goes up, and that's the bonus point try on the stroke of half-time. It's Bath 24, Cardiff 13.
2 minutes.
Well, an absolute weapon that driving Moores, and yet again, is it Yordi that's gone over again? Is that his 3rd try of the evening from Yordi, the Welsh hooker? And now the score is 24-13 to Bath.
Still 2 minutes.
If I was a good quality secondary school hooker thinking about sixth form,
Yeah, it's slightly fast, 2 minutes.
I'd find 3 courses and I'd apply for Bath 3 times, because you're going to score 10 tries a season.
Well, he might be falling after Tom Doughty's season from last year. I think he scored, I think it was 25 tries last season.
Oh, remarkable. Remarkable.
So he's already got 3 tonight. Scored a few in the last few games as well. So I'm sure he'll be looking to get his 4th for the evening.
Hoping to catch up with Tom later this evening. He is here. Suffered that terrible shoulder injury against Durham in the quarter-final. Fingers crossed for him with his Bath Rugby adventure this year. Oh, he's hit the beans on toast. But 4 tries, bonus point in the bag, and an 11-point lead at the Rec. It's Bath 24, Cardiff 13. Keep your eye on the hooker again, Jordi Den Hartog. At the back, cruise control. again, spots where the weakness is, seeing all the Cardiff players going open, so he goes blind, and that's an excellent take on the restart as well. Oh, they're running from their own 22. A lovely ball from Pittman. Back infield, good footwork around Lloyd Pike. 7 missing the tackle, and that's a good 15 metres made up to the 10. This as good as Bath have looked all season.
Away,
Chris
tackle!
Barry takes them up over the 10. Here's Morris. Rowland's on the crash ball. And now it's Bath who kick in behind, and Minio chasing. 14 on 14, that's gone forward, so advantage to Cardiff, and Tudor Forbes, the replacement,
Off now!
gets his first touch. Charlie Stonehill, the Cardiff captain's down, and George Thomas doesn't look particularly happy
Advantage
either.
over.
Dunford puts boot to ball, and now Ethan Hutt on the counter-attack, and Alex Varney, lovely inside ball. Oh, they're going to score the 5th, are they? Rimmer can't quite gather it, but gets the ball away. Cardiff hanging by a thread as Ethan Hutt takes Bath to within 10 metres. Our clock's now gone red. Oh, it's scrappy, but it opens up now for Nisbet. Oh, and Charlie died. Right place, right time, but he's knocked it on. And Ed Ashcroft
Advantage knock
takes
on.
it to the right-hand side. Bath just will not go
only.
away. Camped in the Cardiff
Use
22.
it.
But now they slow
Advantage
it down. Now
over.
they set. Now they leave it to the big men. Another try.
What a run from Ethan Hutt from the back there. Good bit of footwork with Tom Pittman, and then Alex Barney down the left wing, sprinting, getting the offload.
It was an observation last week. They ran absolutely everything.
Yeah,
We
just
saw
either
Dunford
kick it off the
catching
dead or
Bath
tap it first.
flat-footed. And he is going to end the half. A half that the brothers will be absolutely delighted with. 40 minutes in at the Rec. A bonus point already secured for Bath. And they'll be looking for their first 5-pointer of the season. It's Bath 24, Cardiff University 13. And listen to that response from the brothers faithful. I'd imagine you're particularly happy with that 40 minutes.
Oh, very, very happy. What a start. I think it's probably the best half we have seen Bath play so far in the Super BUCS season. Incredible tries. A lot coming from the driving balls, interestingly. But I'm sure we'll see more from out wide in the second half as the game starts to open up.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights from the first half then. 5 tries in total, 4 of them have gone to Bath, but it was the visitors who opened the scoring. So quick thinking from Dunford, and you can see why people are excited about having him in the league.
He's such an exciting young talent, not afraid to kick, not afraid to run. Look at that just in the replay. Lovely ball out to the winger Marcus, and he goes in, scores his first try.
Well, he has now left the field due to a head injury. Fingers crossed he'll be back on his feet, but it's pretty ugly over there on the far side. But Bath came straight back in perfect style, great composure. And they make it look quite easy.
They certainly do, and they've trained a lot in the area of the Moors. They've practiced it so hard in training. So now seeing they're reaping the rewards of going over. Yeah, it's a second try with more Yordi going for second try.
It was 2 tries back to back. And from that point, it was sheer dominance. It was Jordi Den Hartog here, taking that position at the back. The 2 half-backs, Jones and Dunford, realised too late, and laws of physics say it's going to be very difficult to stop a big man from there.
Certainly does. I wouldn't be one of standing 5 metres out away from Yordi carrying through there.
That was the 3rd try. And then Bath just seemed like they were camped in the Cardiff 22 from then on. No escape for Cardiff. This was on the end of 4 or 5 penalties. They were losing lineouts, they were losing scrums, and again they lost more points as Den Hartog went over once more. That conversion hit the post.
I think the key is having a platform for the forwards, whether that's from scrum time or line out, is so important to then be able to open up with the backs out wide. So having that platform and the confidence that the forwards can do a job in the areas we need to will give the backs the confidence that they can go and play after.
Well, these are the half-time scores from around the league. Exeter continuing their exceptional form. They're 13-3 up at the Gilmans. Cardiff met at Kincoid, 17-0 up on Loughborough, who are having a miserable start to the season. Of course, here at the Rec, it's 24-13, Durham versus Northumbria. That's a Friday nighter. And Leeds Beckett against Swansea is postponed due to that mumps outbreak down on the Mumbles. Before the season, we heard from the skippers and what they were particularly looking forward to. With 4 matches in now, so let's see what they said and how their opinions have changed.
Yeah, we started very strong at the start of the season, I think, with a couple of good wins off the bounce, and then halfway through the season it started to drop. A couple of players got injured, and we didn't have our strongest team out. And then towards the end of the season we started to pick it back up again when players obviously started filtering back through. But yeah, I think overall it was quite a good season, getting to the semi-final. It was unfortunate to lose to Hartbury, but I mean, we can always build. I'd probably say beating Exeter home and away, doing it on the bounce, because we hadn't done that in many a year, so that was quite a memory. Again, like I said, it's literally just to build on last year, so get to the final and literally win the league. There's no reason why we can't. We nearly did it last year. We've got the talent this year as well, so just building on last year's. Just putting in the groundwork on and off the pitch, really. So making sure our culture is good at the club before anything else. Because if you're not working in a happy club, you're not going to have happy players, and then you're not going to have a very good performance. So making sure all the players are happy, and then before we go onto the pitch, and then on the pitch, it's just putting in that groundwork. Literally getting stuck into it, because I haven't played since February, so that's about 6 months I've been out for. So it'd be good to get back on the pitch with the brothers and wear the yellow and blue. I'd say Chris Barry is one to look out for. Jack Kenningham, Arthur Caldwell, myself.
Yeah. Well, obviously we were quite raw going into it. Didn't really know, other teams. Didn't really know what we were about ourselves. It was a new season, a new league. But it was a good year, and we did alright for what we were expected to do as underdogs. And I think we're all really excited now that we know what we're about and what we're up against. Should be a good year. No, I think we thrived under it. I think we all enjoyed the idea that no one expected us to win anything. It was a bit of a mantle then to go out and play your hardest and play your best. Most memorable moment last year, probably our beating our unbroken stint. We went for a while when we lost a few games, and I think it was Leeds at home that ended up changing our luck. Like I said, because we were not as fresh as we were last year into the league, I think we're all quietly confident now that we know what we're about, and we're excited. We've had a hard first block already. We've been doing conditioning, all sorts. We've been on the wrestling, getting all sorts of different exercises in, and it's been good. Boys are already buying in. So you've got, we went down to Cardiff Bay, and one of the, he's an Olympic wrestler for Wales. And he took us through some different roles, different flips, all legally, of course. And it was a good day out. It was a good day of learning. I love a home game. I love seeing the crowd, and I think a lot of us in Cardiff are all the same. So yeah, I love big home games. If I had to put money on our top try scorer, I'd probably Marcus Ramage. He's got ridiculous gas and he's a big old boy, so he's probably one to watch this year. I don't really take notes, to be honest, of other teams' players. I think we just take it as it comes.
I'm Dave Rogers, BUCS Super Rugby commentator, and these are my 2019-20 season predictions. Predicting the league champions is going to be incredibly difficult this season. Obviously, we've got the unknown entity of Swansea, but I think for them to be in the mix is a massive ask. Hartbury are always strong. They just are. Exeter's consistency, both in terms of the way they play on the pitch and the way they can just grind out results, is going to put them in contention. I'm excited by Loughborough, but to move from the lower half of the table right to the top is going to be tough. And of course, with Northumbria and their new director of rugby, it probably rules them out this season. So, right, Hartbury, Bath, Exeter, one of those three. Hartbury are going to win the league this season. And then it comes to the playoffs where we're going to have a bolter. Leeds Beckett was so exciting at the end of last season. They couldn't quite get over the line. Hartbury can't do it 4 years in a row, can they? Maybe. Winning the cup this season, we're here in Loughborough. Loughborough is kind of still in my heart, even though I'm halfway through my 30s and I should have moved on by now. So, the cup winners this year, Exeter or Exeter. Exeter are going to win the cup this year. Who's going to finish outside the top 8? Cardiff did incredibly well to get in that top 8 last year, and I think anyone, if they're honest with themselves, would have said that they'd have finished bottom of the league. Nottingham Trent were disappointing, and as a result, they've been moved out of the division. Really excited about Swansea, but it's going to be difficult for them. It just is. It's going to be difficult for Cardiff too. They've lost a lot of that golden generation of players that won them all those Welsh varsities that really nearly knocked Exeter out of the Championship. Remember, James Davis missed that penalty with the last kick of the game that would have pushed Exeter all the way in the quarter-final. But new director of rugby, they've lost Alan Wynne-Davis, combined with the fact that they've also lost all of those players, I think they might just miss out. Also, Northumbria as well, new director of rugby there, Daz Fern, a legend of BUCS Super Rugby. He's moved to Newcastle, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on. Who's going to finish outside the top 8? Swansea. Sorry, guys, I don't want to upset anyone. You're making me upset people, Ben. Swansea are going to miss out, and Northumbria are going to miss out. Players to watch. That's incredibly difficult. I mean, I will bore anyone who wants to talk to me about rugby, about the quality that's coming out of BUCS Super Rugby. There was a Rugby Pass article recently. 6 former Hartbury players are going to the Rugby World Cup, and there are a whole host who've just come out of BUCS Super Rugby. So Aaron Wainwright is going with Wales. Of course, Negri from Hartbury is going. Unfortunately, Sam Skinner's just picked up a knock, so he's going to miss out. And somehow Eddie Jones hasn't picked Alex Dombrand. Unbelievable. They were, even when they started, I mean, Luke Northmore, he wasn't the obvious pick for last season. He's ended up being going with Harlequins this year. Another very exciting move. Who are the players to look out for? Oh, goodness knows. Connor Lloyd had a great season last year. He is going to be going in as...
Rule number 1, never make predictions. Although I will say it's a long season. Ben Morris will get us back underway. And in that short break there, Liam, you were saying how excited you were about seeing some of the Bath replacements off the bench this evening.
Yeah, certainly am. I think the first one to highlight is George Wootton. He's such a physical character as a 9, and he has a real fizz.
Well, knock on from the restart there, and Bath straight back on the front foot. A couple of statistics for you. 9 penalties Cardiff conceded in that first half, all of them in their own 22, and 70% possession Bath had.
7.
I think that's a true reflection of the score, really. If you concede in penalties, you're going to go backwards, and territory is so key to build momentum and build score.
Knock on, lads.
So with that knock on, we're going back for the scrum. You were telling us about the replacements.
Talking of scrums, so we got Simon Elric and Arthur Caldwell, both Bath Academy boys. It's their first game for the Super BUCS this season, coming back in from a long pre-season with Bath. So they'll be really exciting to bring on in sort of 60 minute mark or so.
See, that's where I think BUCS Super Rugby has been a revelation, because it allows players to come, go to university, be part of an academy, but still have a good run out every Wednesday. And you've only got to look at Quins this week, where Luke Northmore and Alex Dombrand played side by side for the first time. Of course, they were the other side of the city in Cardiff. Cardiff met, but More and more players going through and making a real impact at the top level.
Use it!
Better scrum from Cardiff at the start of the second half. Rimmer then finds Pittman. Good carry from him. We're talking about his good hands, but his physicality as an inside centre not to be sniffed at. Oh, that's a big shot as well.
Rock, no!
Cardiff will have ringing in their ears after what David Lakin had to say at half-time. Oh, footwork there from Will French. Here's Ben Morris then. Finds Nisbet. A couple more dominant collisions from Cardiff in the second half. It's Ashcroft with a short ball. Here's Pittman. That's Barry, the flanker, on the far side. Again, composed start here from Bath, though. They look comfortable going through the phases.
So they might have just got a penalty on the far side after the turnover.
But I think that's the difference of a team that plays together. As we mentioned, only one change between this week's starting 15 and last week's. You just become more composed on the ball, going through those phases, being able to build. You get to know each other better, and it's paying dividends here today.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that cohesive element is so important. Boys know what lines they're going to run, they know which holes they're going to hit, and who offload, who doesn't offload. And I think having that ability to know and trust the players inside and outside of you can allow for a real expansive play.
Pittman for the corner, and it is Groundhog Day for Bath. They find themselves deep in the Cardiff 22 once again.
Lloyd, have you passed that on? Yeah, we passed it on. Thanks, mate.
And another score here. I mean, it's a long way back already for Cardiff. Boloko gets hands on that, had to reach for it. Referee happy that it was straight enough.
Use it!
Now wants to keep Cardiff on side. Oh, massive carry there from Martin. Gets rid of the first defender. Dummy run from Boloko, so Kenningham carries towards the line. Oh, this is first-class stuff from Bath. This would be a dream start to the second half.
Advantage, roll away.
Advantage coming. Referee with his arm out. Inches short.
The backs are set up out wide, they're split across the pitch, evenly split, so they could go either way.
Well, they'll be lucky if it goes to them at all, I think. That post protector in sight.
No advantage.
No try. But we
19.
go back for the penalty, and now is this going to be the first yellow card of the match?
Not rolling away, yellow card.
Yes, it is. It's been a long time coming.
Oh yeah, we'll fix it. I can't hear you. Scrum.
Griff Evans, who's been sent.
Roy, can you not hear me?
And it's no surprise, really. That is the 10th penalty in the 22 that Cardiff have conceded. And there's only so long
Time off, lads. Just need to fix the comms
before the referee has to take action. Now, they're going to be a man short in the scrum, a scrum that Bath have already dominated. Sat just below us,
can you hear me now?
the Cardiff coaching staff, and they've
Can
got
I turn yours on, Lloyd?
very concerned looks on their faces.
No, 19. No. Just press the S
It
button.
was Jack Holford, in fact, who was sent to the bin. He's only been on the pitch
Sorry about that, gents.
5 minutes.
Not now, not now. Scrum.
So Jack Holford, a half-time substitute, now finds himself with a little bit more time on the sidelines. Bath 24, Cardiff 13, a scoreless 5 minutes in the second half. But Bath very much picking up where they left off.
Hang on. Stand up, fellas. Think you're making a change. Stand up.
So they are sending Rory Sloan on.
So one of the wingers, I think the winger's going to have to go off and forfeit in for the number 20.
a 19, wasn't it? Not a prop.
Number 20, Rory Sloan,
Right, okay.
coming off.
Was it a prop that went off? Or was it a lock? Okay. Fine. Here you go.
Oh, actually, it's number 15.
Yeah, it is. It's interchanges.
Luke Shaw's coming off.
I would say intriguing to see what Cardiff do in defence now, whether they have sort of back two with sweepers, but the ball hasn't spent enough time in midfield for us to have a look. They've spent so much time defending their own line. So now Ed Rimmer bags of space for him on the blind side, but the scrum is marching towards the line. Under the sticks, penalty try. Cardiff find themselves 18 points down, a man down, and in a world of trouble at the Rec. Bath thriving in this anniversary game atmosphere.
They certainly are, and I think Ed Ashcroft will probably put his name on it, but that was the work of the whole pack coming together, the full eight, pushing over that line, and putting Cardiff scrum under so much pressure.
So a long way back for Cardiff. And I think we're seeing what the real University of Bath side is tonight. Is tonight the night where they click, where they start to get their consistency?
Advantage.
There's another knock-on off the kick-off. We discussed earlier about being clinical on exits, and there's a knock-on. Hopefully it won't pay for the Bath boys in blue and gold.
Advantage.
Let's see how they get on in this D-set now. As the ball's floated wide.
Yeah, ramage there. There's Ellis Thomas, who was the man missed out.
No advantage. You come back. Where is it?
We're back for another penalty. It's been a real rarity for Cardiff to even have their hands on the ball. So Danny Jones with a decision to make
offside.
now.
Never onside.
Thought he was going to go quickly, but Dunford is going to kick for the corner. Cardiff have restarted well, haven't they? They
have, and that all comes from the kick chase. A really good kick, nice and high. So the Cardiff support, sorry, the Cardiff boys can get up. And I think he might have just kicked it dead. So there's scrum on the 10-metre line, right back where he took the kick. What a missed opportunity for Cardiff there.
Well, that's a real gut punch for Cardiff. Great opportunity to come back. Dunford got a bit greedy. And that's one of the things about being a fresher 18 years of age. But it's an environment where you can grow as a player, and he'll make those mistakes in his first year in the hope that he won't do it in his second and third.
Yeah, I think your fresh year is always a time experiment and trial, and I think he'll learn from those little mistakes, and he'll learn from such a big match. It's probably his biggest match he's played in, with 4,500 fans here, so he'll be feeling the pressure.
Okay, guys,
we'll see how he reacts to this now.
Both of us will come in there, okay?
Yeah, he's represented Wales at under-18s level, played at Twickenham with his school, but it's a different atmosphere tonight. It's a different environment, even from playing club rugby, because when you've got this many fervent fans, the partisan crowd, everything you do is so heavily scrutinised, and they're not necessarily as forgiving as Bath rugby fans are Bath University rugby fans.
No, certainly not. And I've known it myself when I've been playing on the wing or fullback. As Alex finally makes a break, it's just been knocked out in touch, and the lineman calls them back.
But also with Bath University rugby fans, or any university rugby fans, you do get a good few hundred people here who aren't necessarily familiar with the sport, and we heard that when they started screaming Ethan Hutt down the wing when we'd seen the flag go up.
Yeah, I think it's exciting. We've got a range of fans. Bath is such an international university, so we play people here who've not watched rugby before live. So it's an opportunity for foreign students to have a look at their first taste of Super BUCS rugby.
That's brilliant. What an experience for everyone as Cam Lewis has come on. He's a bit wide with his first arrow, and Bath have turned that over again. Cardiff just cannot get their hands on the ball.
Backwards.
As I say that, neither can Bath. Varney there
Oh, there's Boloko. So strong in the contact area.
Edrim having a little look there, the blind, see if he could dart down.
Oh, good pick up off the toes there from Morris. Kicks that one into space. Remember, Cardiff for a full-back short. Oh, fabulous kick. End over end, taking Bath deep into the Cardiff 22 once again.
Easy.
Yeah, very good kick from Ben. I think he's managing the territory very well. I think he just needs to keep plugging away, testing those fullbacks and wingers out and getting the ball into space, right deep into Cardiff. I think now they'll out under pressure now, so I think we've got a new hooker on.
Yeah, particularly with Cam Lewis missing his last jumper up here on the halfway line. Oh, Boloko's turned that one over. So Kenningham somehow gets held up. Cardiff again hanging by a thread and holding on, not releasing, and the chance is gone.
He's made the tackle, holding on.
Bath are just all over Cardiff at every opportunity.
They certainly are, and yet again, Cardiff line out going wrong, and Bath pounced on it. Shame they could not convert from that.
Well, this time the ball does find touch. And that's 3 lineouts in quick succession for Cam Lewis. Those of you that have been following BUCS Super Rugby for a little while will remember his offload where he thread the needle at Cardiff Arms Park in the Welsh Derby. Very talented footballer, but needs to get his head in the game here from a set-piece perspective. Well, that was a bit old school, more of a bun fight than a line-out, but it does come back Cardiff's way. Griff Evans. In fact, it's Charlie Stonehill who didn't come out for the second half. He was on the deck towards the end of the first, but now Cardiff can come forward. Charlie died. Oh, lovely pass around the outside, and there are some wheels for the corner. Ramage again. Oh, second try for him, and you cannot give him an inch. But it's definitely not Ramage, is it? Because he's gone off. It's George Thomas. I do apologise, watchers. What a finish, though. George Thomas in the corner, and Cardiff back in the game.
Absolutely electric there. They saw the space out wide and took their opportunity really well. Good handling down the middle of the pitch, and then waiting for the try on the corner. The winger flying in. Ethan Hutt couldn't quite make it across to make the cover and tackle.
Hugh Roberts was the man. Look inside and out. Thomas did well to keep his depth too. Oh, what a finish. Diving from miles out with the attention of the last defender. No, certainly not blaming the kit man, because, you know, George Thomas and Marcus Ramage look very different. But they're both in number 14. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. But apologies, George. That great finish deserved great commentary. But you've got your team back on the scoreboard. 31 points to 18. Dunford to bring them up to 20.
You can see Cal Barrett getting his shirt off, ready to get going on the pitch. Before we go on for Ethan Hart or Alex Varney on the wing.
And that one across the face of the post. So the score remains 31-18. Let's take another look at this. Cardiff is so starved of possession.
I think that'll be a warning for Bath that Cardiff can turn it on. Starting from nothing and creating electric ball and fast finishing there.
Good to go.
What a finish. Ethan Hutt did pretty much everything he could, but when you commit in the air like that, unstoppable. And Cardiff still down to 14, remember? 3 starting deep, so Lloyd Pike in the headband. Carries in. Watch Boloko in the tackle. He always tries to hold the man up, always tries to be dominant in the collision.
It's such a physical specimen of a man. Good take from Kenningham at the backfield there and a carry upfield just onto the 10-metre line of Cardiff.
So Bath back on the ball. Ashcroft. A little chip through there from Morris, but Dunford's alert to it, and that's a good take from the Cardiff 10 as well. Hugh Roberts at that side that Cardiff just scored from. Bath will
certainly be a little more alert to that Cardiff risk in midfield now. Here is Dunford drifting across. Cardiff looking a little bit sharper, but an excellent tackle rushing out of the line. Jack Kenningham, the man doing the good work, and he just drops back now, expecting the kick.
Yeah, brilliant tackle from the Harlequins man there.
Cardiff.
Play on, first man.
Right hand side, but it's been turned over. Now Cardiff are in trouble, or are they? A loose pass and intercepted by George Thomas.
Knock on.
He's lost that in contact.
Speculative pass from Will French there. The hooker trying throw a bit, the prop trying to throw a big old ball over the top, a loopy ball.
Number 1, number 3.
Bath remain with possession as we start with the scrum on the 10.
Well, Elric and Cordwell are coming on. Just make a note of that, because if you've got Will French throwing loop passes for interceptions in the midfield, back in my day that was a fine.
Well, he might have a fine tonight. I'll have to put him up on it a bit later on.
On a big night like tonight under the floodlights. In fact, that was his last contribution of the match. But he's had a good game. He
has had a good game. He's scrummaged very well. He's been that platform and that driving ball. It's been so successful tonight, and yeah, really good performance from Will French. Playing a lot of 2s and 3s last year, and now making his debut into the Super BUCS the last couple of games, and he's made a real impact and really put his hand up for the jersey.
Hold your weight, please.
Bath 31, Cardiff 18, 56 minutes on our clock.
Burn!
Super Rugby. The Bath University anniversary match here at the Rec. Again, Bath marching that scrum forward. The two new front rowers picking up where the old ones left off, and they've got the advantage now. So a free shot at it. Nisbet. Oh, Migno on the inside line. Beats the defender. Just gets scragged down.
Come back.
Got the advantage. And the referee takes them back.
Just saw a glimpse of Luca Mignon's acceleration as he comes through. I'd love to see a bit more balls out to him out wide, so he shows excellent footwork. Funny enough, he's a sevens player and also a touch player out in France, with some really good feet and good gas. It's an exciting talent.
I covered some touch, not this summer but the summer before. The skill level, the handling and the footwork of top level touch players is bonkers.
It certainly is. It's unbelievable how they can move their centre of mass from left to right and get around defenders. Yeah, incredible stuff.
Fitness level too. In fact, there's a buzzing university touch team. Bath have got a good side, Exeter have got a good side too.
Definitely. As we say, that George Wotton's coming on the field to replace Ed
Time
Rimmer.
off, guys, changes.
George Wotton adds a different element to his game. He's a really physical 9, and also has a real fizz around the breakdown. He's speedy with his delivery, so he should get the boys going on the front foot.
Okay, Bath in the line out, please.
Good night at the office then for Rimmer. It's Bradley down there. We're going to be seeing him soon too.
7 out! 7!
But again, Bath
19 out now.
doing what they
Same
do
hole.
best, and they might just be the best at it in the league.
Out,
Still
17
going.
out. Broken away.
Agonisingly close once more. Cardiff hanging on again. How long can they hang on for? 31-18. Another try. A carbon copy. Hard work from the forward pack that we see so often in blue and gold, and the brothers are taking this one away from Cardiff University. Bath 36, Cardiff 18.
Let's watch back the replay now as it runs through. Really good pick and goes through the middle from Chris Barrow there, keeping his legs pumping. We've got another pick and go from Arthur Caldwell. Nice and low drive. I think he nips the try. I think it's Arthur Caldwell.
Well, what an impact. Straight back into the side. He's only been on the pitch a few minutes. And the extras are added. It's now a 20-point lead. Couple
Just
of
hold 10,
changes
you
for
got
Cardiff.
okay.
Josh Oakley's coming on, as is Mark Mullihan in the front row.
Also a couple of changes for Bath. Will comes on in the back row, and we've got Kamke as well come on in the red scrum map.
But the announcers awarded that one to El Reek.
Okay,
There are the jackets. So where'd you go about getting one? Is there a shop that sells them in town, or do you get them tailored? How does it work?
Special delivery tailored, the finest quality.
I hope they're not too expensive. An hour gone at the Rec. Bath with the wind in their sails, well on their way to their first victory of the season. But BUCS Super Rugby can be a fickle mistress, and Hartbury mounting the comeback as well. 26-10 up at Exeter. Bearing in mind, Cardiff University beat Hartbury at Hartbury, and Exeter have put 50 points on everybody this season.
Yes, they have been storming away Exeter at the top of the league.
Well, it is a cliche, isn't it? But expect the unexpected was the tagline. Big game next week too. Exeter versus Leeds Beckett. Cardiff met 22, Loughborough 3. And in a couple of weeks' time, Loughborough host Exeter at Richmond. Their centenary celebrations. Unless they get their act together, it could be a long night in front of the alumni down there at Richmond. Speaking of long nights, it's been a difficult 40 minutes for Cardiff University. However, they've got another opportunity, but again the line-out goes missing. Cam Lewis, not clean ball. So Dunford in as a makeshift scrum half, and Ellis Thomas gets his head down. Died in at first receiver, which you know that is Cam Lewis. Another Bath penalty. Josh Oakley, the replacement scrum half, thought it should have gone Cardiff's way, but they just can't get momentum.
Got a good turnover there from Simon Elric, the replacement front row. Got in nice and low, so hard to shift that body position, and managed to get a turnover there.
This is your 13-minute warning, because remember, you are giving the Man of the Match award tonight. There's no medal, there's no bottle, there's just pride. But get your thinking cap on, because we'll be coming to you for the Man of the Match. Plenty of contenders as well.
It certainly is, right from the backs through to the forwards. I must say the forwards are really dominating tonight, and they're driving balls and through the set piece in scrums.
Well, I think that's been the difference between this and the previous weeks, isn't it? They've really gelled tonight. They've looked like a cohesive pack of forwards. And I think there'll be plenty of teams around BUCS Super Rugby.
See captain Jordan Martin leave the field. He's putting an absolute shift in. Real good work rate from him across the game in his tackles and in runs. He's been leading the boys really well out there.
Yeah, coming back from an injury hit season last year. Now Oakley going quickly. Is that 10 metres? Referee seems happy enough. As Rory Sloan came on as that replacement after the yellow card, remember. Ellis Thomas. Penalty advantage coming. So the little dab through. What's the bounce like? Oh, well done, Ben Morris. Sometimes those just bounce up into the breadbasket, don't they?
They certainly do, and those little chip kicks, so you can go either way, 50-50, so it's a worthwhile shot when you've got the penalty advantage. Just seeing Ed Dunford really taking his opportunities. He's kicked it. He hasn't quite made the 5 metre line, but good set platform now to see if Cardiff can do anything in the red zone.
I think after missing touch, he just had to find it this time.
He certainly did. The boys won't let him down about that missing touch.
Yeah, can Cam Lewis find the target this time? Yes, he can. Holford back on the pitch after his 10 minutes in the bin. Takes it well. Look at this counter from Bath. Stops it dead. And they've lost a few metres too. And Bath have got the ball back. Wowee.
such strong work from the Bath forwards, yet again, pulling their weight and putting the shift in on their own 22.
Well, the crowd just enjoying their evening because it's pretty easy for the home side. Making plenty of noise. The usual banter between the fans as well. The Cardiff faithful haven't sat down for the entire match, to be fair.
Well, I must say they've remained slightly quieter in recent periods of the game.
Well, they are 20 points down.
Yeah, that's very true.
So both replacement scrum halves on now, Wootton and Oakley. Again, Bath looking to run it from their own 22. This caused Cardiff all kinds of problems at the end of the first half. Now Morris does put boot to ball. Fullback's back on his own. Likes running at broken play though. Cam Keys off the bench makes the tackle. He's got number 20 on. Another good low shot. Dunford.
No, how dominant Cardiff have been off kicks. I probably would have kicked it long and out if I was Ben Morris. But what a brilliant break from Ed Ashcroft. He's got Alex Cannon next to him.
Well, he's managed to pick that up off the toes, but it's just gone forward. Well, it opened up for Ashcroft, didn't it?
It certainly did. What a physical run from him. Shame he couldn't get the offload away. But what a change in territory there. Straight into the Cardiff 22.
I think everybody loves seeing a big man go 20 or 30 metres. Another front row replacement, Rory Mead, coming on for Bath. Bit of cup final cramp down there.
I must say, what a performance from the number 2, Yordi, coming off the pitch now. He's put an absolute shift in, got a couple of tries to his name. It's a really good physical match for him. A good 67 minutes.
67 hard minutes as well. It's been a forward-dominated game. Those tight 5 lads in particular, they'll be breathing through a straw. So what happens tonight then? Are there special celebrations for this one, or?
Yes, there are special celebrations. I'm sure the boys after the match will be joining up with the first team boys and have a big celebration, and then on to score we'll go.
Were they giving away tickets at half-time?
I think I did hear a few score tickets being floated around with some other prizes and hats and goodness knows what else, but yes, there was a few being handed out.
Sounds horrendous. I wish I was going, but it sounds horrendous.
Well, you've got a flight to catch in the morning, so I don't think you'll be coming.
Okay, it's not as showbiz as it sounds, trust me. Approaching the final 12 minutes here at the Rec then. Fabulous night of BUCS Super Rugby. Cardiff University under the pump against a Bath side who maybe, just maybe, this performance will turn their season around. They're certainly enjoying themselves. Some rogue chinos. I bet they won't be as clean later tonight.
Cardiff just won the penalty in the scrum. The far side prop hinging in there. And Ed Dunford will look to kick long and an exit from Cardiff.
Better kick from Dunford, takes them up. Well, not quite to halfway. I think from a Cardiff perspective here, a couple of tries and they'll pick up a bonus point. In fact, a couple of tries and they'll pick up 2 bonus points. I think they've got to throw caution to the wind, really. They won't want to leave empty-handed. It's one of the reasons why I love the bonus point system. We saw earlier in the season with Bath just playing right until the end to just try and get those points on the board, try and get a bit of pride in the performance. Griff Evans, that's a good throw, tried to go clean off the top, didn't quite work, but Ellis Thomas again. Just gets up in the face of the defender so quickly. It's the inside born for Mullihan. First carry for him. Dunford again. Thomas again. What an engine on the blindside flanker.
Big shot coming in there from number 6, Jack Kenningham, flying in. Oh, he might have hurt himself there.
He's flown out of the line really well, actually. He's stifled the Cardiff attack at first receiver quite often. Bolocco with the turnover. Nisbet puts it wide. Here's Wootton. Kicks forward into the 22. Plenty on that, but there's a race to the in-goal area, and Charlie Dyde gets there first. But it was that work from Boloko. What a specimen.
It certainly is. He's a strong old man. Wearing signs for Jack Kenham's just been checked out by the physios. Looks like he might have hurt his shoulder in that physical contact. It was such a big shot there.
Well, those low chop tackles where you come in rushing out of the line, it's invariably on a forward, so it's somebody who's, well, in BUCS Super Rugby, anywhere between 100 and 120 kilos.
But Peters is alright. I think he's back on his feet and he's getting himself in position as Cardiff look to clear the lines with a drop kick out.
Any distance on that drop kick, but plenty of Bath bodies back. 10 minutes to go. Chance to run it, broken play for Pittman. Ball spills forward as he looks to free the hands. 2 second rows linking up. One offload too many, but it's back with Cardiff. Will Bradley wearing number 19, making his first tackle of the match. So the benches being empty, everyone getting the chance to have a run out here at the Rec. Dunford. It's that inside ball to Mullihan. Fancy him as a big ball carrier, but it's been turned over. He was isolated.
Kick from Jack Kenningham.
That's another fine for Kenningham. I mean, it's a fabulous kick.
Good pressure from Cal Barrett, showing his speed as he runs through. Number 23, the wing replacement. He'll be fairly disappointed, actually. He's been on the bench the last few weeks, so I think he's really willing to come on and show what he can do to the coaches.
Arvid Evans coming on for Cardiff. Alex Smith for Bath. Right, Jack Kenningham, again, put that on your ledger because it was a fantastic kick, but I can't have back rowers kicking in open play. That's a fine. Fine for Kenningham.
12, Tom Pittman is off for number 22, Alex Smith.
Alex Smith making his debut in the Super BUCS after a few unfortunate injuries in the backs last week, with Sam going off in training during the week, so Alex Smith will be relishing this opportunity to put on the jersey and run out here.
72 minutes on the clock, which means in a few minutes' time we'll be coming for the man of the match as the Cardiff line-out malfunctions again, and that's been knocked on. Huge chance now for Bath. Is that try number 7? Yes, it is. 43-18. It's easy to say in that situation that Cardiff are the masters of their own downfall, but Bath are clinical. They've played rugby in the right areas, even back row forwards, kicking them into the 22.
So yeah, and then Alex Nisbet goes diving over for a try there.
And that was a bit too easy. So while we wait for this conversion, let's have a conversation about man of the match, shall we?
I've been having a little think, and there's some quality rugby being played across the field, but I have to narrow it down to one of the boys in the front, well, in the pack. They've just been excellent. They've just been driving everything, setting the platform up. So Jack Kim just comes off the field, bloody jersey. It shows how much he's put on today. He's definitely one of the boys that's put his hand up for man of the match. Yordi as well, hooker, has been had a fantastic game, diving over for 2 tries. So a few boys put their hand up.
But who is your man of the match? The suspense is killing me.
I have to give it to Yordi, the hooker. He's played superb. He's controlled it really well on the mauls there. And they've just been so dominant. That front row have been so dominant. So Yordi is the man of the match.
Well, they've announced it before you've announced it. So how
have they done that?
Either that or it is done by committee. But that's a unanimous decision. Jordi Den Hartog, big shoes to fill as well. In that hooker jersey, really has had a shadow cast because of the quality that Bath have had over the years, but Jordi Den Hartog There he is, big smile on his face, more tries to his name, and a massive victory for University of Bath this evening. We'll be chatting to him after the match as well, so do stick with us. We've got some highlights, as well as some highlights from previous matches. Then hopefully we'll be hearing from the victorious head coach and Jordi Den Hartog, who is today's man of the match. Goodness me, doesn't even look like shaves.
Enjoyed that moment. But Ed Rimmer seems to be back on the pitch. I think George Wood might have gone off with an injury. He's just come back from injury and appears to have done his shoulder. So it might be precaution for now, but Ed Rimmer's back on the field.
Advantage coming, another great scrum from Bath. And now Nisbet. Oh, lovely ball to Mino, great footwork, turning Cardiff inside out. Eventually the tackle's made. Luca Mino not had a huge amount of opportunity, but just reminds us of the quality that he's got. Chip to the corner. I don't think they were quite on the save wavelength, those wide backs, so Luke Shaw can gather it.
The Bath boys have got their tails up now. They can see time's ticking. I think it's 3 minutes, two and a bit minutes of the clock behind us, as Cardiff clear their lines and get up to about the 10-metre line.
Well, I think they'll just want the full-time whistle now, Cardiff. After the perfect start, they've had the stuffing knocked out of them by a resurgent Bath. And I think anyone who's watching as a neutral, this is the University of Bath side that they want to see.
Certainly is. This is the best performance that Bath have put together so far, and I think the players will be elated. The coach staff will definitely be elated. So as Alex Nisbet crashes up the middle there.
Short ball from Chris Barry, they weren't expecting that. Here is Smith. Nice carry for him again, up over the gain line. Rimmer fancy to go himself, so they're a scrum half short. Ed Ashcroft back into the 22. Again, you got Barry putting the hands on in the midfield, but that one's spilled forward, or has it? No, says the referee. Few of the crowd absolutely losing their heads. Well, if not their heads, certainly their voice boxes, as that's been fly hacked through, sending Bath backwards, but Mino again steps off the right foot and it opens up. Just one defender to beat, finds Nisbet. Oh, beautiful offload, and Ed Rimmer under the sticks brings up the half century, and that try might just be the pick of the bunch.
Oh, so excited seeing Ed Rimmer just plough over the line. What a brilliant break from Luca Mignon. As we discussed earlier, his footwork's been excellent throughout the whole game, and the support line from Alex Nisbet and Ed Rimmer just come through the middle, and Ed Rimmer gets his try.
That was the step off the right foot.
All the Bath fans on their feet celebrating that try.
Took out two defenders. Nisbet drew another two, and Ed Rimmer, like all the best nines do, just holding that inside line. The extras added. George Wootton will be absolutely furious.
He will be. He's been so disappointed, just coming back from an injury and maybe having another injury. So, what a step there from Luca Mignon. He's seasoned step, culture step from France. And you see Ed Rimmer diving over that whitewash between the posts.
What was it, 5-10 minutes ago, you were talking about his footwork and his hands that he's picked up playing touch rugby in the summer.
Yeah, it's definitely come in handy there, and he has sheer speed as well, not just footwork, but gas to get through the line and break away.
Morris sends it into the night sky. Another composed 80 minutes from him. That's Holford for Cardiff.
As the clock goes 80 in the stadium, Cardiff are on the halfway line. Oh, bit of a missed ball there, gone backwards, says the referee.
Evans under pressure, he's only just come on, hasn't had a chance to express himself. It's been one of those nights for Cardiff. Shows how unpredictable this league can be. Remember, they've got victories against Hartpury and Northumbria this season. Look at that, speaking of Hartpury, 26-24 against Exeter. That kicked off the same time as this, so thriller at the Gilmans. Oh, we've had some great games already this season. How's that one going to bounce? Migno picks up the pieces, skips away from the tackle, then wears a shoulder. Charlie died, taking his frustration out on the winger. And a few hits coming through for Cardiff now.
Yeah, again, you see Eduardo Bocelli showing his strength and his carrying. Just take him over the halfway line. Big hit coming there from the number 19 of Cardiff, Jack Holford.
Oh, now Nisbet getting in on the action. He kicks that one into space, but unfortunately that can go down the fines list as well, because he's got a worse boot than Jack Kenningham.
Certainly can. So the clock says 82. How long do you reckon we've got?
Well, there was that couple of stoppages, a lot of replacements. Remember, our clock isn't linked in with the referee, so ours says 81. That one has ticked as well, but I can't imagine a great deal of time. I wouldn't say enough time for Cardiff to get the 2 tries required for their bonus point, but that's much better line-out ball. Crumbs of comfort for the Welsh side at the end. It's been a night to forget for them.
Bit of a high shot there from Chris Barry, looking to get back in on the action. Just come back on the third again.
He's had a good night at the office, as Chris Barry.
So as he had such a depth of experience and knowledge on the pitch, it's just that character in the field that just puts his front foot forward in everything he does and gives everything he has. So he's a massive character in the team and so valuable to have.
Tudor Forbes kicks for touch. I think Cardiff have something to smile about in what has been a pretty frustrating evening for them. Difficult to get a read on them as a side because they've had so little of the ball. Bath have just had territory and possession, and they've managed the game so well.
They certainly have, and if I was the outside wingers and fullbacks, I'd be feeling fairly disappointed about the lack of ball they've touched. So here we go, we've got Moore's just been collapsed.
Goes straight to ground, and Cardiff trying to move it, so now Charlie died. Still coming forward, Cardiff. Has the ball gone loose? No. It's Will Bradley in there making tackles for Bath. Now that Evans waits. Tries to dummy his way through, but Bath stays strong. Jack Holford takes Bath to within 5.
Cardiff trying to do something to sweeten the blow, and just 5 metres out from the try line. Another carry bumbled over there.
And make no mistake, it's been a difficult night for them, but they're continuing to play. Advantage coming. A little bit of a smacked rear end going on there at the breakdown. I think that'll make the bloopers at the end of the season. So Oakley, short ball. Is that the Bath fans shouting Swansea, Swansea as Charlie Dyde takes them to a couple of inches out?
Strong run from the number 12 there, but even better tackle to stop him at such pace coming to the line there.
Especially on the angle. But it's Cam Lewis broken the whitewash? Yes, he has. Cardiff up to 23 points with the conversion to come, but it won't be a bonus point, and it will bring them back down to earth with a bump. 52-23.
Number 17, Cameron Lewis.
I think that would be a bit of a consolation score for the Cardiff players and fans, travelling fans that have come in such numbers here to the Rec. But I think they'll be disappointed leaving with I think converted try there, so 25-52. And the whistle's blown, and that's the final score, 52-23 to Bath.
Well, Bath retain the anniversary cup. There'll be a presentation to come, but it was all about the performance this evening. Bath 52, Cardiff 25, a first victory of the season, but a consistent 15. The coaches have shown faith in those players, and they have paid that back in dividends.
They certainly have, and I think this will be the marker set out, and not just to Cardiff, but also to the rest of the teams in the league that will be playing tonight, that Bath aren't finished and this is the start of their season, and what a way to do it here in front of the packed crowd.
Well, it's been coming. They've picked up losing bonus points everywhere they've been, but 52 points on the board tonight. It's back-to-back defeats for Cardiff, Leeds, Beckett, and now Bath after victories against Hartpury and Northumbria. But has the rec revolution began? Full-time Bath 52, Cardiff 25. We're now going to give you some highlights of Durham versus Bath. Not a great night for the brothers that night, but you can see the difference between that performance and this, and we'll be back after the highlights with an interview with Aaron James and the man of the match, Geordie Den Hartog. Welcome if you're joining us watching at this level for the first time. I think you're in for a treat as Durham look to get the shove on, and they have done. And look at the enthusiasm there. Fitz Harding bouncing on the balls of his feet. Nicely done. Splits the uprights, and Durham's account is open for the season. A couple of inches on the chest for your second and third year and say it's bench press. Anyway, back underway. Oh, lovely break here. Ed Rimmer, the co-captain, finds the man on the right-hand side. Luca Migno for the corner. And he gets the first try of the match. Electric pace from Bath. They threatened to do it earlier, but Ed Rimmer, a clean pair of heels and a lovely pass off the left hand, and Luca Migno makes it. Bath 5, Durham 3.
And I think that's what putting young talent in your team does for you. You know, they just need a tiny bit of space. Rimmer went clean through, and Migno did well to finish it off. It's just well executed. First phase, strike play.
A bit of work to do with the finish as well. A little bit of a slip. Got the winger looking for space for perhaps the crossfield on the right, but instead Durham keep it narrow, going through the phases in search of their first try. Stack the left-hand side. Over the line, try's been awarded, and Durham strikes straight back. Durham 8, Bath 5, and a fantastic response.
Yeah, great response from Durham. I think that's a real trademark of Alex Key's sides. You saw Sol Hyde throw that speculative offload, and he's happy for teams to do that in between the 22s. But when they're in that red zone, you will not see Durham really play more than one pass unless it's a certain try-scoring opportunity. Just play the patience, keep it tight, and it's paid dividends there.
Catch and drive after Fitz Harding took the ball. Find themselves 4 metres short. Closing in on a second try, and they've got it. Well, the forwards doing all the hard graft for Durham at the moment. It's 13-5. Here's Wyman then from the other side this time. Looks the consummate kicker. Durham 15, Bath 5. Well, 2 yellow cards in 2 minutes and 2 influential players in this part of the field.
Yeah, 2 line-out options gone. This is going to be a real balls to the walls job for Durham.
Surely it has to come now for Bath. Over the line, the easiest try they'll score all season.
Yeah, Fowles isn't happy. They stood off, and the referee said play on.
They've got the put in at the scrum here in a great position to get the try that would surely put this one to bed. The scrum going forward. Keep your eye on Fowles. The referee goes under the posts. And is that the moment? Is that the moment that gets Durham off to winning ways this season? A penalty try. Durham 25, Bath 13. And that scrum dominance finally comes to fruition.
Well, I think the referee nipped Ben Fowles of a try there. And actually, Durham probably would have rather had a minute to take the conversion than have the guaranteed 2 points there.
Tackled by Josh Wright this time. Bath towards the line, just short, agonisingly short. It's been the story of their night so far. Picked up off the toes by Varney. Now there's space to attack. There's the second try.
provided Bath don't pull off something rather special here.
Another monster scrum from Durham, but Bath managed to squeeze the ball out. Kenningham's on the ground there, so he'll be out of the next phase of attacks. It's Jordan Martin back on, so he's not injured. That is good news. Although Sporforth running at broken play is not good news for Bath. And that is full time. Durham explode. That is a big win for them in the end. They dominated large portions of this game, but still found themselves hanging on. Bath finished strong, but weren't able to gather that bonus point, much to the frustration of the bench below us. But full time here at the Rock, Durham 25, Bath 18, and a fair result.
No, I think a fair reflection. I think Bath will take away some positives, and Durham will definitely have some work-ons. I think that Bath maul was something that they will always have in their locker and look to use in future games. But there's a lot to work on for them, and I think for a first hit out, Durham will be pretty pleased with a win.
Bath 52, Cardiff 25. And a very happy man next to me. It finally clicked this evening.
Yeah, it did today. I'm pleased for everybody, really, especially the players. Thanks to the big crowd, that filled this stand. Thanks to all the university that helped put this on. It's been a special occasion, and I'm pleased we come through with a bit of a result finally.
When they scored after 2 minutes, did you think, oh, here we go again?
Yeah, we turned our backs and they played that well, but we held our nerve and got back in, got our processes going, and scored some really good tries.
It looked a lot more like a University of Bath side tonight, though. It looks like finally the forwards have clicked. They gave you a great platform, and of course they score so many tries for you. Surely that stands you in good stead moving forward.
Well, we've worked hard on it. I guess, with standard old Bath, get some driven line-out tries, but, we've been stopped from scoring good backs tries by penalties. So, of course we're pleased. It's good to click, but we've got a wee bit to go as well. We're going to make this a bit more of a habit, make this a bit more of form, and that's what we're going to work on. But pleased for everyone, and thanks to everyone for tonight.
Well, we're bringing Jordi the man of the match shortly. It was awarded to him by Liam, but it could have been anyone, particularly in the forward pack.
Yeah, I thought Jordi played well. I thought Jack Kenningham played well. Ed Ashcroft, across a number of areas. But it's good to be able to say that. The old cliche team effort. But yeah, we're very pleased. We're going to enjoy the night, and then we're going to move on into Hartbury next week. Big challenge.
A big one. Well, last I heard, they were 2 points up on Exeter, so I'll let you get the full-time score. Congratulations on this evening. Let's bring in the man of the match, Jordi. Well played. It was Liam who awarded it to you, so you can thank him later, and it means you're not on the fines list. But after a rough couple of weeks, not being able to get a victory in the league so far, that must feel pretty good tonight.
Yeah, it's been a pretty frustrating first couple of games. We know it's there and we know what's coming from training and even pre-season, and it's just nice to finally get the boys to come together and put on a performance in front of Bath faithful.
I mean, you can't see him at home, we can. It's a sorry sight. What was different tonight?
Well, I think we just kind of kept clinical for the whole 80 minutes. For the last couple of games, we kept it close in the first half. Second half, we kind of took our foot off the gas and it kind of nothing clicked. But, when it comes together, I sit on the back of mauls like that, all you can do is sit back and enjoy it.
I was saying in commentary, if I was looking to come into BUCS Super Rugby, I'd be writing my application if I was a hooker to Bath, because being in front of a pack like that, I know there's still work to do, but it must be a real joy.
100%, and we know we've got that in our locker, and we know that we're going to keep banging it all season. The team's going to know what's going to happen when they come players, and we're just going to have to take it to them.
Well, let's have a little bit of a chat about everyone else in the side then. You're the man of the match this evening. Is there anyone else that you pick out for their performance?
Well, I think the front three, so we got both Tom Rowland, Frenchie, the guys that came on off the bench, like those scrums were unbelievable. Got a penalty try, which is just unheard of nowadays. And then on top of that, we have people like Jack Kenningham flinging the ball, doing a little nudge down the corner, getting a try from that. You can't fault any of the forwards. And then the backs brought it up another notch. We were kind of pulling it back.
Right, go. There's a photo. Go. You need to be a part of that. That's the man of the match, Jordi van Hartog. You come in. Let's close the game. He's the man of the match. There's celebrations going on behind us. Well deserved. Special night for University of Bath RFC tonight.
Yeah, it's a massive night. It probably will be one of the biggest nights. We'll go down in history where turned over Cardiff, a good side of Cardiff, but they weren't no match for Bath today, and the boys will enjoy the victory and celebrate hard tonight.
Is it a one-off or is it a springboard?
I think it's a springboard. I think the season will go on from this. It's a start of good things to come. They'll take the positives and the confidence from this and they'll bring it into the next week and the following weeks to come.
What about you then? How long until we see you back in the first team jersey?
Well, hopefully not long. I just got to keep my head down, working hard in training, and then if the opportunity arises, I'll take it when it comes.
Absolute pleasure tonight. Well played, and well played, University of Bath. A first win of the season, and what a win it was. We'll be back. This lot are all going to have horrendous hangovers tomorrow, but stick with us throughout the BUCS Super Rugby season. Huge matches to come up. It's Exeter versus Leeds Beckett next week, then Loughborough Centenary. They're going to be hosting Exeter at Richmond the week after. Wonderful night here. Some sore heads tomorrow, and I'm glad I won't be one of them. Goodbye. The new BUCS Super Rugby season is upon us. Exeter, the champions.
Ball into space, it's going to be a 7th try.
Hartbury, the victorious.
Your BUCS Super Rugby champions are Hartbury.
Bath, the brothers.
And he blows the final whistle.
Cardiff, the underdogs.
That is the opening score for Cardiff University.
Durham, the determined.
Matt Welsh takes Durham up to 30.
Cardiff Met, the archers.
Luke Northmore, the man we've mentioned a couple of times.
Loughborough, the proud.
Offloads to Aaron Tate, who gets over for Loughborough's second.
Leeds Beckett, the unexpected.
Bottom of the league at Christmas, finished in the top 4.
Northumbria, the valiant.
Finding a Fantini on a line against the Grady.
And Swansea, the newcomers. 18 rounds of fixtures, one unpredictable season. Welcome to BUCS Super Rugby. Expect the unexpected.